Did you just click on this video and not subscribe?
That's fucked up. Come on, people, let's go. Get there.
All right, it's another episode of Call Him Papi. This time we have a very, very special guest. This guy, I think this might be the first time we found someone that's busier than Papi himself. We got a lot of guys that maybe they're retired and they're just chilling, they're enjoying life. This man is retired from the NFL, in the Hall of Fame, but he's doing a million other things, Papi. This is Michael Strahan. This is a man who just had a Hall of Fame career and was like, you know what? I'm not done. I want to be in the Hall of Fame of everything that I do. And here he is today. I don't know how he has the time, but Mr. Strahan, welcome to Call Him Papi.
Hey, man, thank you. Thank you. Literally just came from work to come here and do this because, you know, I'm trying to be like Papi, man.
Oh, come on. Come on.
It. That is my motivation in life. I have yet to go anywhere where they don't love you. And seriously, man. And as I do, and being around you on Fox whenever we kind of bump into each other, the baseball, football kind of overlap, I just make everybody happy, man. And that's a gift, my brother. So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you both. And now I'm happy to be
here. Michael, let me tell you. I'm the one that always asks myself a question, how Michael do it? Because I see you in the morning show, and all of a sudden I see you on Fox in LA. I mean, morning show in New York, all of a sudden you're on Fox in LA. I'm like, Michael might have a twin brother, probably, because nobody can do it like that. Nobody can move that fast, man. But hear me out. I always have been a big fan of you, Michael, because what you brought to the table, you are an incredible football player, an amazing human being. I see you now. I follow you on Instagram, and I see you dealing with a family. How you put all that together, having all the things that you got to do?
Yeah, I mean, that, you know, it's a juggling act, man. You know, when I have a lot more time, I feel like now than I did when I played football when it came to family. Because now I go to work, I come home, I can be more present. I'm not watching the same type of film. I'm not there 8-10 hours a day in a stadium. So you make time for what's important to you, plain and simple. And for me, I make decisions. Last night, it's like, okay, there's this cool dinner I can go to, or I can go watch my daughter play volleyball. I went to watch my daughter play volleyball. Like, you kind of make the decisions that really matter to you. And going from New York to LA, I actually enjoy it. A lot of people think, gotta be crazy flying every week. So 6 hours on that plane going out there and a 4.5 coming back are the only 10.5 hours of the week that's quiet. There are times the plane lands and I'm like, can I get 2 more hours? Can we just circle around?
Is that right?
Yeah, man. So, but it's all fun stuff. And when you come from professional sports, it took so much work to like get there and do it that now this is not work to me. This is like gravy. We talk for a living, man. If you could have told me this, I'd have probably played the NFL 1 or 2 years and just went and talked for the rest of it.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. There's a lot of parallels between the both of you, and I'm interested to hear you guys kind of have the conversations about it, but I'm interested in talking about fatherhood with you guys. Because you both come from humble beginnings, and we've talked about Papi's upbringing on this show. But Michael, you're the bike story about how, you know, it's like you were like, I want this bike. It's what, $1,200. I got to work to pay half, and then my family will cover the other half. How both of you, as you become mega celebrities, you're fortunate, you're blessed enough to be financially secure. How do you still instill that in your children, those same values that you guys grew up with, when you can just buy them anything if you really wanted to?
I think for me, I flat out tell them, you got to work for it if you want it. And, you know, that bike, I still have that bike to this day because that was the first time I ever wanted something. And my dad, I don't think you say my family paid for the rest of it. My dad, he paid because I don't think he told my mom he made that deal with me that if I pay half, he'll pay the other half. Because my mom would have been like, are you out of your mind? That was a lot of money back in the 80s, man. So I have that bike as a reminder that in life, if you want something bad enough, you have to work for it. No one's going to give you anything. So I try to tell my kids the same thing. And I also let my kids know that what I have is not yours. Plain and simple.
There we go. There we go. Can you say it one more time?
What I have is not yours. It is mine.
You gotta get your own shit.
Yes, I work for this. This is mine. So if I decide to leave you something, I'll leave you something. If I decide, hey, there's nothing left, you got to figure it out on your own. That's on you. And I think as a parent, you got to let your kids understand that their lifestyle and how they are around you is a byproduct of your hard work, not their hard work. Their hard work and their journey in their life is just starting. And that's what I just let my kids know that, hey, I'm working hard so that you see what work ethic is. Hopefully you pick up this work ethic, because I'm not always going to be here. I wish I could be, but I'm not to guide your life and to give you a lifestyle. You got to create your own. And that's always my message. I'm out here working and I'm taking care of you, but this is not your reality in a lot of ways.
All right, Papi. Nutrisystem for Men. What do you know about them? Because I know that there's been some times where I've seen you reaching for those bars.
I love it, man.
I know
it
you
tastes
do.
good flavor. And I also heard that you can lose up to 30 pounds.
30 pounds in 90 days. It's not just 30
man.
pounds. It's 30 pounds in 90 days you can do that.
Cut off the bullshit.
I swear to God. 30 pounds in 90 days. And you can go to Nutrisystem.com/BigPapi50 right now. You know what that gets you?
20% off?
50.
Get out of here.
50% off for your 2 months plus free shipping on your meals.
Yo, come on,
Yeah.
man. What you waiting?
We're just giving it away right now.
30 pounds in 90 days plus 50% off?
And how's it taste, Papi?
Tastes delicious.
Yeah, it does.
I really like it. I've
Yeah,
been
it
crushing
does.
them bars.
Jerry, you got no kids. Whenever you get to have kids,
What?
this is the way.
You got no kids, man.
No kids.
He don't have no kids that he know.
That's why he looks so young. He don't have no stress.
Yeah, he got no stress, man. But let me tell you, Jerry, this is the way it's supposed to be. The most important time of our lifetime is growing up. Since the day you're born until you turn 18 or whatever. That's the most important time of your life to me, because you get to learn so many things from your parents, and your parents need to support you because, I mean, you don't produce at the time, but you teach your kids how to be humble, how to work hard, how to understand the value of things. So they prepare themselves to begin to be someone. And I like, you know what? I'm from the Dominican Republic, and I like the American way to teach human beings how to grow up, to be honest with you, because in Latin America, there's a lot of us that at the age of 40 still living with our parents.
Yeah.
In America, in the US, at the age of 17, 18, they can kick you out. Go to work, go and do something, figure it out, learn how to survive. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it's supposed to be, because it's like the bird. You know, you see how Mama Eagle throw you out of the net, so you learn how to fly. Here, if she keep you in the net, you're never gonna begin to be someone who can survive in this world. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way you teach your kid how to survive. But Michael, I have a really good question for you. I see the relationship between you and your dad, man. Me and my dad, we are very close, and I saw on Instagram at some point that you say that your dad always puts you to be the person that you are. Talk to me about it a little bit, man, because I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah, I was extremely close to my dad. Growing up, I spent more time with my dad than I spent with anybody. My brothers, all that. I spent more time with my dad because my brothers, everybody a little older, so they're out running the streets. I'm stuck at home. And my dad was my best friend, taught me more about life and just how to conduct yourself as a human being and a person more than anybody. And watch my dad work hard. Not only just watching my dad work hard, but my dad was working and working smarter too. And I think that was the key. My dad had a belief in me before I had a belief in myself. And it was his idea that I play football, because we're in Germany. I'm growing up in Germany. My dad's in the Army. I'm not thinking about football. I'm like every other kid. I'm watching sports on TV because it's fun to watch. My dad basically comes in there one day and says, you're going to go to Houston and live with your uncle, and you're going to play football and get a scholarship. And I was so naive and so so enamored and close to my dad that if he told me something, I never doubted it. So when he said, you're going to go, you're going to live with your uncle, you're going to get a scholarship, I was never like, well, Dad, that's going to be hard. Or like, I don't know. Dad, are you sure? I was like, okay. Just being naive and not afraid because I didn't know any better was the best thing that I had going for me. And so I went back to the States, got that scholarship, and there were doubts. I wanted to quit. My dad was like, nope. I never thought I was going to make it to the pros. And when I did, my dad always said, when you were this and when you were that and when you do this. He never said if. And I think that's a lesson that I teach my kids. If you say if it's doubtful. So if this happens, that means the chance it may not. We say when this happens, you're definitely saying it's going to happen. And that was just the type of person my dad was. And, I miss him. It's been over a year since he passed away. And I missed the hell out of him. I always will. But I was lucky that he was my father and taught me what he taught me and loved me the way that he loved me. And, anybody out there with a parent with a close relationship, make sure that you let them know that you appreciate them, man. And you take those lessons in. And when they're talking sometimes and you're like, man, I just keep on talking about the same thing. Listen. Just listen to it. But one day you're going to wish you can hear their voice telling you those things over and over again. So, yeah, man, my dad was the most important part of my journey when it came to my professional life of being an athlete. And such a hard charging guy, too, that one of the reasons that I worked so hard because I didn't want to move back in with my parents like you were saying. I was like, I'm not going back home to live with my parents, man. I can't do it.
Yeah. We got to give a shout out to Whistle Pig. They're 100% rye whiskey.
I love that Whistling Pig.
Oh yeah.
Hey, tell me about it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and they're all about giving 100%. And I'm looking at everything that you've got going on right here. Good Morning America, More Than an Athlete on ESPN Plus, Fox NFL Sunday, $100,000 pyramid. You got the suit line coming out with Men's Warehouse. You talked about like wanting that peace on the plane, but how do you have the energy to give 100% with everything that you've got going on? And I'm sure that there's things that didn't even make that list that you're still doing. You still got to be dad on top of all that, which probably takes the most energy out of everything. How do you do it?
Well, it's a baseball analogy. Lou Gehrig, when he got into play for Wally Pitt, because Wally Pitt was like playing that day. Yeah. And then they asked, why did he play every day and play so hard? And he said, because you never know. It could be someone's first time at that ballpark seeing you actually play that game. And they don't care if it's the 100th game or the first game. They came to see you. How can you not give them the effort and out of the respect for them that they have for you everything that you do? And so when I go to each one of these jobs, it's compartmentalized. So I know football is one mindset. GMA is another, pyramid's another, business with the suit and the production stuff is another. So I compartmentalize those things, but I want to make sure all of them get the same effort because everything is so visible that somebody at home doesn't care if I'm tired. Papi, if you're injured on the baseball field, if you tweak your ankle, your knee, your back hurt, I know on the football field, they're like, if you're playing, people don't care. You're out there. They still expect the same level. And that's the mindset that I have. It's like, could be somebody's first time watching me after hearing about it. And I never want them to be disappointed. And I always take that back to Lou Gehrig when he finally got his shot. And then at the time had the record for the most consecutive games played because he didn't take the responsibility lightly of what people's respect for him was.
Papi, you know I'm from New England, right?
Of course.
Boston guy.
Boston guy.
Grew up 10 miles away from Fenway Park.
Right across the street.
Right across the street. You know what else is from the Boston area? You know what else is from New England? It's Whistle Pig.
Whistle Pig.
And I know you love Whistle Pig because I know that they take care of you. I know that you took home some bottles today from the office. Congratulations on your haul.
I'm so happy. I can't wait for my birthday to show up.
Yeah, mid-November having a party at Papi's house. It'll probably be sponsored by Whistle Pig. They're 100% rye.
Even the pool gonna take like Whistle Pig. Just to let you know.
100% rye whiskey. They're made in New England. Tastes great. It's absolutely amazing. Go get yourself some Whistle Pig at whistlepigwhiskey.com.
This whiskey is so good that you can use it as a cologne. That's how good it is. Whistle Pig.
Michael, you know that sometimes we do things that we don't know that we are teaching some others how to get better. And you are the type of person that does that on a daily basis. I remember I did a morning show with you in New York, but I was watching you the whole time because I was behind the scene for a minute while you were doing something before my time shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching you from the outside, and that kind of educated me a little bit about the things that I want to do, because I was watching you interacting with everybody, the set, the show, the way you handle it yourself. You are a good looking brother. You look unbelievable on that suit, man. And I was like, you know what? That's how I want to be. Because at the time I wasn't involved in the TV as much as I am right now. But I would like to know, while you were playing football, do you thought about, doing all those things that you are doing right now, or you start learning that down the road?
I learned it down the road. Man. I really did. When I was playing football, I was all into that.
Yeah.
I never thought, first of all, I didn't know that the TV job like I have now, the job would exist, or that it was possible for somebody like me to get it. I just said, I'm a football player. I'm going to bust my ass as hard and as long as I can doing this, because this is what I do. And then I was watching everybody else kind of retire and move to Florida and do nothing. So that was kind of like my plan. But then I started doing things because they were fun. Here in New York, they asked me, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? You want to do this person? Or you want to try this show? And I would go, yeah, just for fun. And it turned into a career. But I'm a big believer, on the set, I talk and interact with everybody, man, because they're us in front of the camera that get all the credit because people see our faces. But there's so many people behind the scenes who make everything run and everything possible. Everybody has value. So it's always been important for me to show people that they have value no matter what their job is, because it's all important in the ecosystem of making a show run and go. But I think that comes from sports too, just like the teamwork thing. I'm a big team guy. I'm not a me guy. I believe that if the team wins, we're all winning. So let's make the team as best and as strong as we can. But yeah, when I was playing, I wasn't thinking about TV. I was thinking about playing football, man. I have time to think about TV.
Hey, and let's cut off the bullshit. You either had no time to eat, because how you keep it so tight, man? Tell me the truth. How you keep it so tight? No bullshit. Come on. Because you don't have time to go to work out as much as you used to. How you keep it tight?
Because I'm in the gym, man. Hey, I built it into my schedule.
When?
At least an hour a day. Got to give yourself an hour a day. If I give an hour a day for 23 hours, I can do anything I want to do. So that's how I look at it.
You have like 36 hours then.
Yeah. What's your sleep schedule? What time are you going to bed? What time are you waking up? Are you napping?
I'm probably in bed. I'm in bed fairly early. I'm in bed. There are days I'm in bed by 7:30. There are days I'm in bed at 12:30. I usually wake up around 5. So, I get plenty of sleep, and there are days that I know that I'm not going to get a lot of sleep, so I'll just have to suffer through whatever the next day has. But then I'll try my best. If I have to take a nap, I'll take a nap, which is rare, but I just don't wear myself out. I don't overcommit anymore to things. And so, yeah, I'm going to meet you at dinner at 9:30. You call me to go to dinner during the week. If I show up, that means I really, really want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
I really want to hang out with you. But other than that, I'm in bed early. I've had to learn how to prioritize my time, because as I've gotten older and I've gotten more busy, I realize that's the only thing I can't get more of. None of us can. Just can't get more time. You get more anything else, just not more time. So time is the most important thing to me. So I make sure I prioritize it in the right way. Everything is mapped out. I got a great team of people, assistants, and other people I work with here at my company who make sure I am where I need to be and on whatever calls I need to be on when I need to be on those things. And without them, it's not possible. Plain and simple. I would go crazy. I would go crazy. It'd be too much.
Wow.
Tell us more about More Than an Athlete.
More Than an Athlete is really, I never thought they call me about doing it. This was, Spring Hill, was LeBron and Maverick, and they did it on LeBron last year. And they gave myself and my partner Constance Schwartz a call and said, we want to do season 2 with you. And I was honored by that because, I mean, LeBron's an icon. And to have them think that I was worthy enough to do season 2 on really meant a lot to me. And it's interesting and fun to watch, and it was fun to do because I get a chance to see people who, some of them I haven't seen in a while, and not so much talk about me, but see my career from their eyes. Because I'm so used to just kind of doing stuff and moving on that sometimes, I said it this morning on GMA, that I even forget I play football sometimes because I'm just constantly moving to other things. And so it's great to see my career through their eyes. And a lot of times people, you don't realize the impact that people have had on you or that you've had on them until you see them, they express it. And this was just a great way for me to really appreciate the people who had a hand in making me and who I am and put me in a position of where I am today, man. So it's a lot of fun to work with Spring Hill and my production company, Smack. Easy, to be honest with you, if you don't mind a camera following you around and doing a few interviews. But it was great. It's fantastic. And I'm very happy with it.
Michael, I always tell people that baseball educated me in so many ways in life. After all, what do you get from football while you were playing football? How football educate you in your finance, in your way to approach things, and your way to life? How football educate you?
Football told me that you don't have to be the best, or you don't have to start out as the best. You don't have to start out as the most talented, but you can work your way to be all those things. There's no substitute for hard work. That's what football taught me. If I was going to cheat myself in the weight room, or I was going to cheat myself when it came to running and sprints and being in shape, then it was going to show up when it really mattered. And that's the same lesson in life. If you're going to cheat your way through things and not give the maximum effort and preparation, when it comes game time or time to really show up and do one of these shows or whatever it's going to be, it's going to show. Can't hide it. So that's what I think it really got me ready for life after sports, because the work ethic part of it is the most important thing that I've taken away outside of teamwork and making people feel valuable and know that they're important, and understanding that it's bigger than just you. And no matter how successful you are, you got to remember it's bigger than just you. Don't let your ego get in the way of your progress or success.
When I said that you guys had some career parallels, what I really wanted to get to was comparing your experiences going up against an 18-0 Patriots team in the Super Bowl versus being down 0-3 to the Yankees in the American League Championships here. I mean, those must seem like two of the most insurmountable things that a professional athlete has ever faced en route to a championship. So I'd love to hear you guys talk about your experiences.
I want to hear Papi first on this. Big Papi, go ahead, man. I want to hear you first on this.
Well, reality is, Jared, that kind of motivates you a little when you are competing against the invincible team that just whoop everybody ass throughout the whole season. That, in your mindset, your mentality tells you, hey, listen, you almost got to be perfect to compete against these guys. So you're going to bring your A+ game to the table because you know that you are competing against the best. That actually make you feel like you can make no mistake, to be honest with you. And that's why you see those changes. That's why you see the team that nobody talk about, the underdog, comes in and just beat that one team. And it's because the history, the information, the preparation. You know, when we were down 3-0 against the Yankees, we had all against the wall. I mean, you can be no failure, not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you are against, you can lose no more. You know what I'm saying? When you play against a team that is 18-0 throughout the whole season, They pretty much did everything perfect. You know what I'm saying? So you're competing against the best of the best. To me, that motivates me. Every time, and I'm not just talking about the 1-3-0 series against the Yankees. Every time I was going to compete against the Yankees, I had to pull myself together. And I'm talking about all the way around. Rest, preparation, getting to the field early, watching my opponents, do my homework. The preparation is in another type of level. I mean, you prepare against everybody. But once you play against the best, I don't know. I think the adrenaline, the mentality is in another type of level. That's the way I feel like.
I agree with you. I remember watching that series. Yankees up 3-0. Whole city of New York's going crazy, like we going back, we gonna win another one. and you guys reel off one. We're like 3-1, and we gotta make them feel good about themselves. Get one. 3-2. We're like, hey, we're not looking too confident. We still got them. I mean, we the Yankees.
Yeah.
New York City. 3-3. 3-3. I look, one of my friends, I remember distinctly telling him, oh, we lost this. We lost it. You don't have to play a game 7 because confidence was gone. You could see it, momentum. You guys have so much momentum. You believe that you can do it. And to come back from 3-0 and beat the Yankees 4-3 in the playoff is unbelievable. I don't know if you're going to see teams do that. And that's a testament to how great you guys were. And for us, it was kind of like the Patriots. They whipped everybody's ass, man. I mean, you watch that film and you're going, they whipped us the last game of the season. They beat us. But I think because we played them that last game of the regular season, it helped us in the Super Bowl because we weren't afraid. We knew what to expect a little bit. Had we just rolled up and never saw them during the season, and they beat 16 other teams and we were just in their way, then I think we probably had more trouble with them. But the great thing about football, which I love, is not baseball, that you only get one shot. Because if we had to play those cats the best of 7, it would have been 3-1. They would have beat us because we got them that one that it mattered. That's all that
it.
Mattered, man.
That's it.
Your preparation, like I say, your sleep, just your focus. It was the first time in my career I can ever remember, ever in 15 years, being on the field with 10 other guys, 11 of us on defense, and knowing that everybody is locked in. Sometimes you get a guy here and a guy there, and like 2 or 3 of you know are consistent. The other guys are inconsistent with their focus. That game, everybody was consistently focused every freaking play, like it was the last play of their life. And obviously the results at the end of the game paid off, and I'm glad we didn't have to play them a second game because it wouldn't have been pretty for us.
Papi, you used to dip when you played baseball, right?
Got to get my groove on.
Yeah, you got to get it like in a nice little mindset, relax. It's part of the ritual, right?
Yeah.
So I started
Get the
dipping
pressure
probably.
away.
You know who I blame for dipping?
Who?
Pee-wee. I saw him doing it, and I was like, he looks pretty cool doing it, so I think I got to do it now. So I dipped for probably like 10, 12 years, and then I turned to Black Buffalo because I was like, why would I do this if it's bad for you? So that's why you bring in Black Buffalo. Still has the nicotine, still has the brown spit, still has every little part of the ritual that you want from it. Mm-hmm. Black Buffalo takes care of you.
Come and get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, Black Buffalo, I'm a straight guy. What was your flavor?
I like the mint one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big time mint guy.
Yeah.
Use the promo code Big Papi at checkout
to avoid the bad bread.
20% off your first order when you use Big Papi as your promo code on blackbuffalo.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
I'm telling you, Jerry, I mean, see, he noticed that everybody was in the same page. That's hard to do. That is hard to do. But you know what? Everybody know that they were playing the best of the best. I mean, when you play against a team that won 18 games, I mean, in football, that is like, I mean, to me, I remember when that happened, I was like, why then they don't handle them, the trophy? 18 games in a row, man. I mean, come on, man.
Seriously. That's amazing. It really is amazing. I don't know if you're going to see a team really do that. It's too hard to do. Kansas City, as talented as they are, they just lost the other day to Baltimore. It's like it is so hard to consistently get every guy every week to show up and play to the level to beat other teams, especially when when you're on top, everybody's gunning for you because everybody wants to be the guy that beats the big guy. So the win in that Super Bowl against the Patriots was unreal. And my dad was saying before the game during the week, we're hanging out in Arizona with my family. He was like, you guys won this game already. Now you just got to go out there and formally play. And I'm going to go. So in your mind, we won the game, but we formally have to go play the game. You apparently haven't watched film on this team and don't realize they have whipped the shit out of everybody. Like, Dad, it ain't about just thinking we won it already. We actually got to go out here and do it. I know what my mentality is. Hopefully my teammates have the same mentality. And thank God they all had the same mentality, man. And it was, I think, the greatest upset in Super Bowl history. And I think it's going to be hard to beat that. And for some reason, 4 years later, we had their number again. So if not, Brady has what, 9 Super Bowls? Which would never be ridiculous.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, my God. It's ridiculous. I went to 2 Super Bowls 15 years. This fool was like 10, 12, 28 Super Bowls.
It was literally half of his career. He played the half of his career.
If you're a kid, imagine you're a kid in Boston, you're a Patriots fan. You didn't realize that they weren't in the Super Bowl every year. You just thought it was just, that's how football works. You never realized there were other teams in the NFL when it came to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's me. I am a Patriots fan. The first one I was in 7th grade for the first one. So my entire life, I've just been watching Tom Brady win Super Bowls, Red Sox win World Series. I saw the Celtics get one. I saw the Bruins get one. That's since I was in 7th grade.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
Why, after winning 6 Super Bowls and only losing 2, why are you guys so damn greedy and mad that you lost 3? I guess that Philly Philly should have won that one. But by you won 6, you lost 3, and you guys are so damn greedy about losing those 3 that you wanted all 9. Be happy.
Yeah. So I think I'm okay. I'm okay with the 2 Giants losses. They should have had the Philly one. But then there's also the ones in the earlier years where Adam Vinatieri was the guy that was bailing the Patriots out. So it's like, all right, you could have you essentially had a majority of Brady's Super Bowl victories were the baseball equivalent of walk-off home runs in Game 7.
Yeah.
And like they won on the last play multiple times.
That win against Atlanta was probably one of the most incredible comebacks I've ever seen in football. What you guys did in baseball was one of the most incredible, and what they did in football was one of the most incredible against the Falcons when they were down 28-3.
28-3.
Yeah. Howie Long's son, Chris Long, was playing for the Patriots at the time, and it's a crazy story. So my boy Usher hits me up and is like, Mike, he would always, we go in Atlanta, he'd come hang out on the sideline with me and Jay Glazer and the guys. So he's like, yo, Super Bowl's Atlanta. I was like, I got you. So he comes down, Usher's on the sideline with us, hanging out. He's got his passes and come in and out of our production room. And we're going at halftime. Howie Long is so mad. This is his son, Chris, after all those years with the St. Louis Rams doing nothing. He's finally in the Super Bowl and they're getting smoked. So Howie ain't in the mood for nothing. Like, I'm like, I don't feel like fighting this man. Don't even say nothing bad about the Patriots right now. We're in the middle of a production meeting, and they're going, well, at halftime, we're going to come out and we're going to talk about this, and we're going to do that. And, man, Usher comes into the dressing room, and he didn't know we were in the middle of a meeting. Stand up! Stand up! He's screaming. The look on Howie's face, to this day, he wanted to strangle him. I would not have Usher dancing in Vegas anymore, put it that way. He wanted to strangle that man. And we all looked at Usher, and I'm behind one. I'm in front of him.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah, right now ain't the time. My man ain't feeling this whipping they getting. And he went from the maddest man to the happiest man when they came back and won that game. But I was happy for Chris. I was happy for Howard and the family. And, man, Falcons just threw that one out the door.
Yeah.
You know what, Michael?
It's not pretty.
When it comes down to sport, that's what made New England so special, because I got it as an athlete. it's never enough. I mean, I remember this guy telling me, don't focus about your victories, focus about your loss, because the opponent already know was your was your weird spots are. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, you win, you celebrate, that's fine. But when you get to be, when the opposition beat you, you need to know why they beat you, especially when you had a good team. And New England is the type of town that if you give all the effort, they're okay with. The problem is when you go out there and you are effortless. I got it, and I noticed, and I noticed it, and I think that's why I have a successful career in New England, because I get it. You know, you go to the ballpark. I mean, a night at the ballpark, it's at least $500 in between you and your wife without kids, right there. Am I wrong?
Yeah, pretty much, if not more.
So when you pay that type of money for any sport, you want to go home. Even if you don't win, you want to go home. Hey, my ticket was worth it. You know what I'm saying? New England, it's like New York when it comes down to support their athletes. They are expecting the best out of their athletes. Now, my question with you, how do you put up with all that while you play?
How did I put up with all of that?
Mm-hmm.
I was never, I think when I was always put in max effort. And I tell these young guys now to this day, and it doesn't matter what job or sport it is, especially sports, where your career is so short in a sense. I mean, you can play it, I played till I was 36. So, but that's 15 years. That's dog years in football, man. That's like 80 years old in most jobs. But I knew what kept motivating me, and I tell these young kids, at one point, you're never going to put a helmet on again. You're never going to put those shoulder pads. You're never going to put those pants. You're never going to walk out to a stadium with 80,000 people screaming. You're going to miss it. I retired when I wanted to. I didn't kick me out the league. I walked out the league. I still missed it. And I had a job to go to and something else to do. So I tell these kids, you're going to miss it. So while you're there, put in the max effort for everything that you do. Practice and games. And fans aren't dumb. Like you said, they spend a lot of money come to game, $500 or more, especially you got a family, unlike Jared, who has no wife.
Nobody.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
But he probably over there getting one free ticket from somebody. But but you go out there and fans, they know, they can tell when you really put in the effort. And they do appreciate that because they don't expect you to win all the time. Because they're not winning every day in their personal lives either. So, or at work. So they don't expect you to win all the time. They just want to show and want you to show that you put in that you appreciate them. You put in the effort to do your best. And the best is, as they say, always good enough. And that's all you got. And you just have to lean on that. But I hate to see guys who don't give max effort, who kind of take the shortcuts and just try to think they're fooling people, because you're not fooling anybody. Mm-hmm. And it's such a short period of time. You better maximize it and work as hard as you can and get the most out of it as you can.
Can I ask you a favor?
Yo.
So I went to a wedding in July, and I rented a suit from Men's Warehouse there, and I haven't brought it back yet. So if I go in there and I'm like, can I check out Strahan's line, but also can we maybe waive the fee of whatever they're probably going to charge me for not bringing the suit back in the last, call it 3 months? Could you do that for me?
At this point, man, just go in there and pay for that suit and pick up a few of mine.
That's what I'm saying. So what can I expect when I see him?
Jared, you're on a show, man. Look at the money that you use in the hair products and those fancy glasses you got to pay for.
Look at this.
Come on, man.
Look at that. We need to get you one of these.
He's a fashion plate, man.
Yeah, you got to see the shoes that he wears all the time, too.
Sure. But I will tell you this. Go there, throw my name out there. If they got a problem, tell them to call me. They will probably go back, grab the phone, and call security.
I also got a screenshot of this conversation right here, so you can show that You are Mike Strahan body too.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the love, man. You should go to Men's Warehouse and pick up some suits, man. Got you.
I'm going to.
They'll tailor them for you there too. So if we get you right, the fit will be perfect.
Yeah, I'm thick up top, and I'm like Papi. We got no legs. We're thick up top.
That's
though.
it, man. That's it. You don't spend that much money on suit when you got no legs.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You don't need to go baggy on them. You keep it skinny.
I got friends, man, who got little legs, and every time they wear shorts, I'm like, dude, only two things look good on those legs: pants or barbecue sauce. Get them little guys, man. Come on, man.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, we got no legs. I'm in a worse position than he is. I got another thing for you. Black Buffalo. They're all about charging ahead. I don't know what you can even do now. Like what? Because if I were to ask you what's next, I don't even know if I can ask you what's next because you already have so much going on now. I don't even think that you have time to think of or take on something that's next. What would be next for you?
I always got time, man. We're actually expanding into skincare, men's skincare. That's something we're doing. I have a production company, and we will hopefully be shooting more $100,000 Pyramid and another game show that we're working on. We have a management company, so we've been trying to help our clients in that regard. And one thing that I love that we do is one of our clients and one of my close friends is Deion Sanders. And
my dog, prime time.
Yeah, my prime time, the man. So looking at what Deion's doing down there at Jackson State, and we actually donated over 100 suits to Deion and the coaching staff because Deion's motto is you look good, you feel good, you feel good, you play good, you play good, they pay good. But he's like, well, so much. All these kids are going to go to the NFL and play professional sports, but in their first job or in any job, just the confidence to have a nice suit, to get out knowing that you got some custom suit, because he didn't have one till he was in college or going to the draft. So we teamed up with him to do that. Now we have a few other college programs that want to come aboard for us to make suits for them to kind of give these kids some confidence, man. So, it's kind of at this point of giving back. My alma mater, Texas Southern University, just giving back to them, giving back to wherever we can. And business has been great to me. Life has been great to me. And at some point you have to realize you got to bring people along with you and try to support them. So that's where we are right now. And all the other things continue to go and flow. And I'm thankful for those, but they are definitely giving me the opportunity to do more things on the give back front.
Love that. Papi, you got anything else?
Hey, Michael, my last question is, the way things are going nowadays, life in general, if there's one advice that you would like to give to all those youngsters that are out there, what that would be?
If there was one surprise?
Advice.
Oh, one piece of advice I'd like to give. Man. I think when it comes to advice, I think that it sounds cliche, but it's kind of like almost like the don't give up type of thing. Like if you don't expect the unexpected in life. Because I know with my life, nothing I expected is what I'm doing. I couldn't plan for any of this stuff. Be open for opportunities because they do happen. You just have to be ready. And I love to tell, especially young athletes, when you get a little fame, you get a little name. They don't even call you David, they call you Big Papi. Like, and everybody they say that everybody knows who you are, right?
Yep.
For me, they just go, oh, that guy used to play football at the Gap in the Teeth. That's how they call me. I don't have no cool name, man. But when you get a little bit, when you're able to get yourself into a room, and this goes for anybody, when you're able to get yourself into a room, especially if athletes get into these rooms with these decision makers, your fame or just an opportunity to get in that room is one thing. they'll take a picture with you and go home and tell their kids, oh, I hung out with the guy with the gap in his teeth. But you have to prove that you belong in that room in order to stay in that room. And that is the thing. Just don't show up and be happy to be there. Show up prepared to stay there, prove that you belong in that room. So you can never be lazy in life. You can never be lazy in your work. And if you really want to get into that room and stay in that room, you have to prove that you belong in that room because of your notoriety, you almost come in at a deficit to everybody else because people already have this connotation or this thought process of what athletes may be or what you might be as a person. And you almost in a lot of ways have to prove them wrong and show them that you're smart and that you deserve to be there. And that's why you're there, not because you're on TV doing something else, that you can do be more than just an athlete if you're an athlete or more than whatever you're doing now. If you want to do something else, don't be afraid to try. You can do more than one great thing in your life. Who says you can't? You're holding yourself back.
Word.
It's true. It's true. Wow. I really appreciate you taking the time. Obviously, I could listen to you and Papi talk forever. So season 2, Michael Strahan coming back, already confirmed. If we can wiggle in some more of that free time that he's got. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate this.
Yo, hey fellas, it's always a pleasure, David, to see you. Jared, pleasure, my man. And I appreciate you guys taking the time, hanging out, man. And Papi, hope I see you out in LA.
Oh, I'm seeing you there, buddy.
All right, brother. Y'all be good,
All right,
man.
bro. Take care, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You watched the whole video and you didn't subscribe? That's fucked up.
Very fucked up. I would agree. We also have a
Click
ton
on
of other
that, homie.
If you like this video that you just watched, we have a ton of others. Go subscribe. Check them out.